Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of TarotCelebritea with your boy Ducky. Today, we are going to be reading some cards for Jo In-sung and Hyo Joo. So this was a lovely requested video, and here we are. It is that time, and remember to take these videos with a grain of salt. Remember that these videos are for entertainment purposes. And why is that, you may ask? That is because we do not have Jo In-sung nor Hyo Joo here to confirm nor deny that what I'm seeing in the cards and how I'm interpreting the cards is resonating with them or is not resonating with them. So just remember to take these videos with a grain of salt. And, that's not to say that I'm not accurate, but we just don't know for sure, right? So without further ado, let's get started on Jo In-sung and Hyo Joo's tarot card reading. So let me just do one more little shuffle and then we'll get going. Whoop. All right. Oh, you know what? We're just gonna leave that. Okay. All right. So let's start with their combined energy. Jo In-sung and Hyo Joo's combined energy whenever they're around one another or they talk about one another. What is their combined energy like? Also, I apologize if I mispronounce their names. Y'all know that that is not my intention. Ooh, a card just fell out. Where did it go? There it go. Wow. We got the devil card showing up in reverse. So there's already like a liberation. There's a sense of freedom here with their connection. They just feel so free. They feel liberated. We got the 10 of Wands. Oh, strength is kind of what I'm seeing. And at the bottom of the deck, we got the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So I think that this connection really shook both of them up. With this Ace of Pentacles card showing here in reverse. The Ace of Pentacles is all about great solid foundations, right? It could also talk about new beginnings. But when this card comes in reverse, that solid foundation that maybe you once had or that you thought was solid starts kind of shaking and becoming a little bit not as solid, not as grounded. There we go. That's the word I'm thinking of. So I really think that maybe the two of them weren't really expecting such a strong connection and maybe like a freeing and a liberating feeling. And it really kind of shook them up. And I think the reason why it shook them up is because maybe the two of them are really hard working people that don't, they don't want to depend on anyone else to do the jobs for them. They're going to do it themselves, even if they gotta, haul all 10 wands on their back by themselves. I feel like the two of them are just very strong work ethic. Or yeah. What am I trying to say? Okay, I feel like both of them have a strong work ethic. There we go. And maybe it really kind of shook them that they don't always got to be strong. They don't always got to only rely on themselves to do things, and it's very freeing. It's very liberating. That's kind of just the main feeling that I'm going with, is that their combined energy is just very free. It's very uplifting. It's very it shakes people up. And it even shook them up a bit. So now let's go. For those of y'all that are curious, is there a romantic connection here? Y'all know I don't really like to delve into the romantic lives of people unless they ask unless they ask personally. But let's get two cards. Is there a romantic connection here between these two? Let's see. We got the 3 of Pentacles. I know in the I believe whoever requested this video said that these two just really seem to work well together in the series that they are a part of. And it really shows here with the Three of Pentacles, because the Three of Pentacles is all about people coming together and working well together. So it does seem to resonate. Let's see you at the bottom of the deck. We got the Three of Cups in reverse. No. Okay, so it's interesting that we got two threes. Threes are all about kind of like, it could talk about people coming together. It could talk about like mind, body, and spirit, all these things. But I feel like, is there a romantic connection here? I think the two of them will work well together here, but maybe there's someone in these two, in this pair, one of them isn't really returning the same kind of affection, the same emotion as maybe the other party is. So it does seem that maybe one of them is romantically inclined, but the other one may not. There's something going on here where there's a kind of like a lack of emotions or a lack of reciprocating feelings, but they do work well together. And I feel like if they were in a relationship, they could work together, but there might be that problem of maybe one person maybe giving too much of their emotional self than the other person. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here. Um let's see. Let's move these cards over here and let's delve into thoughts on both of them. So Jo In Sung, when Jo In Sung thinks of Han Hyo Joo, what does Jo In Sung think? What are Jo In Sung's thoughts when he thinks of Han Hyo Joo? The star, yeah. I immediately kind of felt that it seemed like maybe Jo In Sung is the one who kind of throws things out there, maybe like to see if Han Hyo Joo will bite the bait, take the bait. Maybe it's him that does that stuff. So we also got the Queen of Cups right side up. So wow, yeah, I think Jo In Sung definitely has high hopes and thinks highly of Han Hyo Joo. Now let's see. Han Hyo Joo's thoughts on Jo In Sung. King of Swords in reverse. Whoa, with the Empress. Ooh, yeah. I do feel here. Let's start with the the muddier reading. So Han Hyo Joo. When Han Hyo Joo thinks of Jo In Sung, she thinks of someone who, with the King of Swords being in reverse, the King of Swords is very intellectual, right? He analyzes things. But when this card comes in reverse, I feel like maybe all of that analytical mindset can either manifest in two different ways. The first way that I'm thinking is that maybe Han Hyo Joo thinks that sometimes Jo In Sung's mentality might not be as mature, or it could be on the flip side where maybe Han Hyo Joo just thinks that Jo In Sung just over analyzes things. He replays things in his mind over and over and over again. So Han Hyo Joo does think something regarding Jo In Sung's mentality. There's something that maybe she thinks or she feels that he needs to work on mentally. It could either just be that mentally he's just he reacts in a way that could be more mature. I'm sorry, that could be considered immature rather, and maybe she thinks that he needs to work on his maturity when it comes to his mentality. But on the flip side, we also got the Empress here. So she really thinks, Han Hyo Joo thinks that Jo In Sung is just very fruitful. Anything that he works on or works towards becomes bountiful, becomes fruitful. And also the Empress is super caring, right? This is a very mothering, nurturing card. So Han Hyo Joo thinks that Jo In Sung is just very very nurturing, he's very caring, and what he works towards becomes fruitful. Or he always finds a way to find, fruit, a good fruit out of his labor. Did that make sense? Anyway, basically, Han Hyo Joo thinks that Jo In Sung, whatever he works towards, he's bound to get some kind of payoff, some kind of benefit out of it. So now, Jo In Sung's thoughts on Han Hyo Joo. We got the star, ultimate optimism, positivity. When Jo In Sung thinks of Han Hyo Joo, he thinks of someone who he highly respects and highly, I guess sometimes puts her a little bit on a pedestal, because sometimes when you look at the stars, you got to look up, right? So when he thinks of Han Hyo Joo, he thinks of someone he can look up to. He thinks of someone who others can look up to, and he also sees that she is very caring, she's very nurturing, she's very emotionally in tune with herself, and that emotional intuition that she has really captivates him, and he just thinks very highly of her. So wow. All right, so let's do some advice for these two beautiful people. Let's do some advice for these two. Let's see. We got the Four of Wands in reverse with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting as advice. I'm a little bit perplexed by these two cards showing up as advice. And then we got Pegasus of the Black Diamond. I've never drawn this card, so I have no idea. But it really does seem like stepping out of the darkness. Wow. I think Pegasus of the Black Diamond, card 19, 1 plus 9 adds up to 10. You simplify it even more, 1. 1 is all about beginnings. I think the advice for these two beautiful people is that they need to start beginning to just branch out and talk about a little bit of more darker or heavier topics with one another, because again, there's a lot of liberation here. Again, this could just be like emotional liberation, but it could also talk about liberating yourself from bad habits, vices that you may have. So it could be that these two have really helped each other overcome bad habits since getting to know each other. But it's just been a very freeing connection. And I think their advice is to continue getting out of this darkness, continue working towards this liberation, this liberating feeling that both of them have whenever they speak with one another or talk about one another. So that's what I'm seeing here. Now, the advice in regards to like marriage or being grounded, the advice I'm seeing for them is like there's no need for them to really be grounded right now. Remember how I said that it seems like whatever foundation they may have had or thought that they had before meeting or having this connection, that it kind of shook their foundation. There's no need for them to really be grounded, to feel like they need to be solid in this connection right now. Continue being free, continue liberating yourselves of these darker thoughts or darker emotions. And there really is no need to always have a plan, to always feel like you need to be making steady progress in a direction, especially in a direction towards having like a strong foundation or like a harmonious relationship or a harmonious connection. I don't really see that that's the advice for them right now. The advice for them is to just kind of branch out, talk about these darker issues that will help them be more free. So let's do here. You're laying claim to your strength, dignity, self confidence, and self respect. Transforming any tragedy into a triumph. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing here, right? There's always beauty out of a negative situation or out of a dark situation, and that's kind of what I'm seeing here is for them to continue talking about maybe addictions that they've had, vices that they've had, bad patterns, and to continue freeing themselves. This connection is very liberating for them and very freeing, and I think this advice would really help them out. And so yeah, that's what I'm seeing for this reading. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if any of what I saw in these cards and how I interpreted the cards resonated with what you know of these two. And also, if you have any requests, feel free to drop them in the comments, and I will try my best to get to making those videos for y'all. Remember to take care of yourselves mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and sexually. Love and respect yourselves and others. And as always, stay hydrated. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all on the next video. Bye.